guys, I'm putting together a dynamic stretching tutorial for you. There's already a couple of them out there, probably a lot more than that out there, and I'll put links to the ones that I actually like beneath this video on my blog. Pretty much dynamic stretching is doing a range of motion thing with any limb, okay, body part or action. You do the range of motion the best you can, and because you're doing it through that range of motion, it actually opens the flexibility up in there, the mobility up in there a little bit. So like if you were to do, like, there's a common practice I think with Ido Portal and Atlas from a body, what's it called, body practice, okay, is they do dynamic bridges, okay, and you can look that up actually on their site. Maybe I'll put some links to that as well. But pretty much I'm going to show you what I do with my kicks, okay. More like leg swings are not actual kicks, okay, they're leg swings. So I've already gone for a run, I'm kind of warmed up right now. If you do want to get your core level up a little bit, do any way you want to, get your core level up, jump rope, run, do some QMs for a little bit, things like that. But I try to get my core temperature up. You can see I'm sweating, okay. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with just my swinging my back leg up, and I kick it up. I don't kick it all the way up the first time. First time I go about 70% of what I can actually do, and I'm going to do about 8 to 12 kicks on this leg. So I'm up. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Notice I'm keeping my body pretty upright when I kick. All right, I'm not bending forward too much. My supporting leg sometimes bends a little bit, but I do try to keep it predominantly straight. Okay. Do the other side. Again, keep yourself up. I like to go like this because trickers do that. I don't know. Okay. I'm not really a trickster, whatever you want to call it, but I mean I've adopted it because I think it works good for me. All right. You might want to do them here. Here, it just depends on what you're working on for that day or your discipline. Okay, so here, other side, 1, a little tighter, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so first I start with the fronts, all right? And you can see that when I'm swinging my leg up. Okay, I'm keeping it straight. I'm not letting it bend or anything weird like that. You want to keep it straight. You want to really support getting those muscles as much length as possible. All right? So then that's the front. Now I go to the side. And what I tend to do, there's 2 different ways I like to do this, is I'll put my hand about maybe, this is like 45, so maybe about in between there. Okay? I'd go right about here in front of my body, all right? So I guess that would be, that was 12 o'clock, 11, 10's there, 9. So I go about 10 o'clock, all right? 10 o'clock, and I put my other leg behind my supporting leg, and I just kick up to it, okay? I go to the side. I actually find this one to be the easiest one, okay? I think that's about 12 right there. Okay, I'll do it facing you. Okay, go to about, that's my other arm. So my other arm's going to be at around 2 o'clock. Okay, 3 o'clock's there, 2 o'clock's there. Supporting leg, other leg behind, nice and straight. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going up to my shoulder height right now. Then I go to the back. So sometimes I like to use a chair for this or the wall. So it does help you with your balance, chair or wall. So I'm just going to actually do this in the air. Okay, that'll help you more with your balance. So I'll do this one facing you guys, and I'll do one facing to the side. But from here, okay, I find my balance, and you can do this with the leg bent in front if you want to, or if you want to go a little more strict, just do it straight from here and straight up. Again, find your balance. Okay, so I'm here, go up 1, 2, 3, 4. See my chest stays up? As in it stays vertical, it only goes with the swing of the leg. So when my leg can't go any farther back, that's when my chest starts to fall. But it still maintains an upright shape, okay? Again, you might want to go here, swing back. Some people like to do it that way. If I was on a wall, I would do that more, okay? Let's see. Okay, the other side, so I'll face this way now. Okay, I'm going to swing back. Probably I want to my computer. All right, right there. Up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay? And I know my leg slightly bends a little bit, okay? It's a habit I've had for years and years and years. Still trying to fix it, squeezing that leg straight. Okay. So that was that. Now I also like to do one that's kind of like a really, really cruddy roundhouse. Really ineffective, 100% for aesthetic. Alright, and for this one, I'm going to adopt a front stance. Okay, one leg is back, one leg is forward. From here, I'm going to pivot my front leg, turn my hip with that pivot, and my other leg's going to come up and come up to the top and go straight up to right there. Again, chest and everything stays as upright as it can, and only tips to the side when the leg has reached its maximum range of motion. Okay, and this one actually is almost exactly like straight to the side kick or second position kick, but you tilt your body to allow yourself to get a lot more height. So from here, okay, up, side, 2, 3. Sometimes I just keep my leg pivoted that way the whole time. All right, this one, I'll keep it pivoted the whole time, just because it's easier. I don't have to keep switching it there every single time. All right, so once it's up there, I just keep it there. Ooh. All right. And sometimes people, sorry, I have a stuttering problem. Sometimes people like to pull their arm to the side like that to create that kind of cross-lateral torque in it. Voice crack. But I think it just depends on you. If you want to do it without that, that's okay too, but it kind of stalls out your kick, gives you a little more power at the end of it. But it just depends on what you're trying to do and who's teaching you. So listen to your teacher. Other side. Here. 1, I wasn't really turned that time. 2, there we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, I can go there if I want to. All right, and it really opens up your legs. Almost like you're doing a middle split, tilted to the side, okay? So after I do all that, then I do this little stretch on the ground. And again, that was at about 70% of my range of motion, okay? So now I bring it to the floor. Welcome to my carpet. Okay, and I do this series of stretches because it really helps me out with getting deeper into my hamstring and opening up my hip flexor. So this is what I do. I start with, we'll start balancing on both your knees, okay? Bring one leg in front, as straight as it can go. From there, all I do is push my hips forward, let my knee bend, and I go forward like that, okay? So now I am in a deep lunge, all right? If you want to challenge that position, if you don't feel the stretch right here in your hip flexor, you can do a couple things. Push your arms up, and that'll tighten that side of the body, okay? You can squeeze your glute, like you're trying to push the leg, trying to like extend the hip more. That'll do that, and as well, you can also go a little bit off the ground, and that'll really fire that up in there. All right, so I do that there for a certain amount of time, whatever feels good to you. Okay, you have to experiment a lot. From here, I go to a straight leg, one hand on either side. Okay, and I just really think about trying to get my chest down in there. All right, 100% flat back would actually be right here. Okay, and that really gets your hamstring too. But I like to come down here, so I'm going to do that. From here, just kind of breathe into it. See what it feels like to flex your foot too, how that changes the stretch. Okay, then once I've gotten that good enough, what I do here when I feel it feels good to me, I'm going to lunge forward again, and from here, I'm going to put both my forearms to the inside of my ankle, okay? Now if I can't get them both down right now, I put my hand out to the side a little bit and then lean into my inside forearm, okay? That was here, okay, and that deep lunge again, and then this time forearm comes down. If I can't touch the floor with my elbow, put my hand a little farther away, drop down like that, and get nice and deep into that. Notice I'm trying to push my knee outward, all right, to really open up that hip, okay? So it's not pinching in that hip, okay? Trying to keep my foot parallel if I can, but it takes a turn out a little bit, but try to keep it parallel. And then down there, and then once that feels good, I kind of just drop into it and really let that open. These are great, by the way, if you're going to do any jumps and you're kind of tight in the hips. Do these before you do any jumps, especially precision jumps or anything in parkour. I know they seem like relaxed stretches, which kind of deactivates it, but it also opens up your hips, which gives you more range of motion. And if you do this right and don't do it for too long, you'll actually increase your jump just by a little bit. So that's one side, okay? Here's the other side. Start with my straight leg in front, okay? From here, I go into my deep lunge. Really make sure you don't do this. Don't bring your leg back, okay? You're cheating out on how much lunge you're gonna get, all right? So go from here, lunge forward, all right? And if you wanna increase that stretch, once again, you can lift your arms upward. I like to look up, and it arches your back, okay? Or you can lift up on that back toe, back foot. Oh, I'm falling over. Squeeze your glutes to try and keep yourself from falling over. So you're like that, okay? From there, straighten that front leg again. Yeah, pop the toes. I like doing that. Anyway, from here, chest down or chest straight, doesn't matter. From here, okay, hold it there, hold it there. Yeah, I need a shower big time. From here, you can flex your foot, straighten it, flex and point. See what it feels like. It might ignite your calf a little bit. All right, point, flex, whatever. Try to bring it down. Make sure you're breathing. Also, make sure your back leg isn't turned like that. Try to keep it straight, because this will also help you with your front split if you're trying to get your right and left split. All right, this will also help you with that. Okay, now that you're here, lean into that front leg. Shove that knee out. Bring both your forearms down. It's a little tight today. I go out to the side and push into that, okay? Really push into that. Again, try to keep this foot parallel. That means straight forward and let the knee push out to the side. If that doesn't work though, a tiny bit, 15 to 5 degrees, you can turn up, but don't have it like all the way out like that, okay? Like here to here should be fine. And come down to there, once that starts feeling better. Go to both forearms. Notice also how far back my knee is. Okay, my knee's really far back, and that's going to help you get deep into there again in that position. Okay. All right. So now that I've done that, and again, you're going to have to experiment with this for yourself. Okay. And that's, by the way, that's sweat dripping off me. I'm not spitting at you. It's just going over my lips and everywhere, so don't worry about it. Okay, now that I've opened up my hips a little bit, now I'm going to go through all my kicks again, and this time I'm going to go for like 95 to 100%, and I really want to think about whichever way I'm kicking. So if I'm kicking straight up to the front or slightly to the side, I want to think relax your hamstring once you start going, because it's going to tighten up at the end and keep you from that range of motion. We want to relax that and only use antagonist, I don't know, I forget the names of them, okay? But you want to use the ones that are going to pull up against gravity, okay? And relax the ones that pull down. If I was going to go backward, I would relax more my hip flexor area, stuff like that. But it's kind of hard to do it from the back area. but you can really feel it from the front. You'll see the difference too. So from here, now I'm gonna go 10 again, and I also, you'll see that when I finish my kicks, I really push my hip out to finish it, okay? So from here, let's look straight up to the top now. Okay, that's pretty good. A little stretch in there. Notice how I'm pushing forward. Face to the side for you. Okay, and I'm opening up my hip. Do the other side. And this one, once you start getting into that range of motion, you don't have to do 12 of them. Okay, you can only have to do like 5, 6, 7 of them. If you start feeling your leg getting really tight, for me this works out pretty good, all right? For you, maybe you need 12, 11 of them. Just make sure you're not tightening up. That's the killer, okay? We don't want to get tightened up. So, other side here. I'll go face this way. Chest up, chest up. So you breathe out sometimes. A little bit tighter on that side. Relax that hamstring. There we go. Okay, facing you. Okay, really nice there. You can do it with a flex foot too if you want to. I like to point them just because it looks better for performances. But it really depends on everybody in your performance. If you're the only person with flex feet, that's going to look funny. Okay, so maybe try to get that one person, everyone else to flex, or maybe you be the one person that changes the point. All right, now I go to the side, same idea. Again, I go to about, depending on which side you are. All right, the 12 o'clock is here. This arm goes to about 10, all right, from here. And now, I'll bring it up a lot higher, okay? Straight from the side here. Okay, so that's that side. Other side. Find out your position. Bring it up a lot higher. It's a little, well, let's see if I can get it. All right, from here. Not so much. You don't have to have your hand up there to hit it either. I like to do it because it makes a nice close sound every time I do it. Then we go to the back. Now I really start to let my chest drop down a little bit more, but only when my leg reaches its range of motion. So from here, and again with a wall, you can go a lot farther with this, okay? So sometimes I like to touch the ground when I do this one. It's weird, but I do it anyway. And you really start to feel that supporting leg start to get a little tight. Let's say I use this wall right here. Okay. All this stuff. So if I use this wall right here, just so you get an idea, now that I'm using this wall, okay, I bend my leg in and swing it up. And you can see a lot easier to balance. You get a lot more of that height. Keep that leg straight if you can. I know my leg likes to bend. Okay, other side. From here. And behind me. All right. There's that. Now we're going to go into that kind of really bad roundhouse. Swing that leg across. Much more. You're going to feel a lot more in your inner thigh now. Okay, the inner thigh pull. You're going to feel that a little bit more. So just be prepared for that, and don't freak out if it kind of pulls a little bit on it. Okay, it'll get better. So you're here. What I used to do before is I'd actually pull myself across and then bring it back like that. And you can do that one as well. Like I said, it just depends on what you're going to do. Okay? The other side. Remember that I'm pivoting on the ball of the foot, so my heel comes down forward, driving the hip forward and the leg. Get out of the way, bag. focusing on trying to get that inner thigh open. And that's one of the trickier spots because that gets really tight. Smaller muscles. All right, so that's going to be a little tighter for some people. You can also do outside crescents, okay? In either direction. I love doing outside crescents. Inside crescents are good too, but try to turn with it. If I did an inside crescent, I usually turn with it. Let's see. Those are the basic ones. There's some other ones too. Like you can do them with turning around and going through those motions as well. But I think it's just better to keep these basic and then drill those as movements. And these are more just for getting the flexibility in there. Anyway, that's basic dynamic stretching. You might have to do more or less kicks based on your body. You have to experiment with it. Okay, you must experiment with it. I've done this for a very long time now, since 2000, I want to say 2006. I've been doing this kind of dynamic stretches. And I've changed them up a lot. This is the one I feel that works best for me, is this version of it. Anyway, I'll try to get more tutorials out that way of things that kind of help with preparation for movement. I think there's plenty of stuff out there on movement itself, like how to do Kongs, Kong gainers, things like that. I mean, I'll post them if I want to, but I want to get more out there about things that kind of help you with the longevity of the sport versus just getting a move. So, see you later. Have a nice day.